Hello and welcome to Connections. I'm Richard Haynes. Thanks for joining us on today's show. Well, I'm sure you've been to the races many times. You watch the horses race, you catch up with friends, and it's a great day at the races. But have you ever wonder what goes on behind the scenes? Well, the Connections team recently went to Randwick to find out what brings a big day at the races together. Well, here at CVM, we always promote the responsible service of alcohol. And speaking of alcohol, we're going to catch up now with Adam Smith. Adam, you're involved with, I suppose, the purchasing and the managing of alcohol here at the new Randwick, or the Late Mail Bar. Yep. One of the new bars. Give us an idea of what your job entails going towards some of the big race days.
So we start setting up probably about 2 or 3 weeks out from a big day. We'll order all of our stock in, fill everything up as much as we can. With the construction site this year, it was a bit more of a challenge because we had a situation where we couldn't get into the bars as early as we wanted to. So there's been a lot of hard work. Volumes and those sort of things are probably a trade secret, yeah. But we make sure we've got plenty to go around.
I mean, we've seen boxes and boxes of beers, wine. It's vast volumes to keep everyone happy on race day.
Yeah, whilst it's not the main reason they're here on the day, it certainly can be a distraction if they can't get a drink in a timely fashion. You know, they like to be looked after, and they like to, you know, a lot of people are hosting guests and hosting other members and things like that. So it's an important part of the day.
Well, here we are down in one of the cool rooms here at Royal Randwick. Adam, kegs, cases of drink. It's a pretty busy place.
It is a busy place. This is the main cool room that feeds the bottom half of the new grandstand. So this houses all our keg and glycol system and pushes all the beer up to the bars where we were earlier. This also houses all of our stock, which gets distributed throughout the day. So there's, you know, some stock down here.
Speaking of distributors, I would imagine that there are some companies here that really do value your patronage simply through the volume of their product that gets out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Moat Hennessy, you know, and especially Lion Nathan, Moat Hennessy, we move probably more of their stock than anyone in the Southern Hemisphere at the moment. We're one of their largest distributors, so they're pretty happy with us at the moment during Carnival.
Well, never mind the racing. This is where it all happens on a race course. If you like your food, we're about to speak to a man who you might be interested in hearing from. George Mullen. George been the executive chef here at the Australian Turkey for 18 years. Oh, George, we've finally made it to the kitchens here. It's a busy day on race eve, isn't it?
It's a huge
a lot happening here.
Yep, absolutely. Last week, Derby Day, was probably the best test we've had for the new building, and everything went to plan.
And it is all new. It's a new kitchen. New pots and pans?
Everything brand new, from the cement up to the pots and pans and to the fine dining up above us. Yeah.
And how is it functioning? Early days? But how is it
early days, functioning well. Yeah.
And when does the preparation begin for a weekend's race day of serving meals to people?
For us, it starts on the Monday before, with all the ordering and sort of finalising all that part. The food will start to roll in on a Wednesday. We start building our team up gradually. This week we started with 18 or 20 chefs on Wednesday. Thursday we were up to about 30. Today we've got about 45, 50 chefs, and tomorrow will be the same. So it keeps building as the week goes.
It's not just a restaurant, it's bigger than a restaurant. It'd be as big an operation in the kitchen as you'd find, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. The level 1, where the Chairman's Club and the members are at the moment, is basically 1,000 people in one level. And as the building grows, we will go to another 1,000 on the next level, and then another possibly 700 on the next level. So
let's talk about food quantities, George. Your ordering would have to be pretty significant for a racer. You would be ordering large quantities of different foods all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. From the dairy milk all the way through to the end product. You know, on a race day, probably oysters, prawns that we use in the functions throughout the place. You're talking hundreds of dozens, hundreds of kilos. Smoked salmon, you're around about 200 kilos of smoked salmon, and that's just the tip, you know. Other areas, pies is probably, you can't come to races without having a race day pie.
And they are very good.
And they are exceptional, yes. We're very lucky there. And probably in a number, around about 9,000, 10,000 pies on a race day.
Well, George, what a room. What a room this is.
Yeah.
It's the dessert room, in effect.
Absolutely.
Oh, this looks superb. Can you run us through just a couple of the dishes here and the pastries that are here?
Yeah, a bit special. Probably start with the lemon meringue tart. You can see with two different sizes. We sell retail, but this is also for fine dining and function work. All mini tarts, fruit tarts. We've got chocolate with a violet crumble on top. Tiramisu.
There's one missing from here as well. What's happened there?
That was him.
Is that just to test it to make sure it's okay?
Yeah. Strawberry tarts. Last week we started something new at the racecourse. Something new for us. We tried a strawberry stand, and it was strawberry tarts, strawberries, chocolate dipped strawberries, and it went.
It was just outside the front here.
Yeah, it was absolutely. It went a bomb. It was good.
Yeah, it's good, and it's. I mean, generally, strawberries involved. If you have a sweet tooth,
yeah, that's it.
Get to Randwick.
And the ladies love it.
Well, here we are, and I suppose what you call the engine room of sorts in the Australian Turf Club. From a technological point of view, Todd Spry's been good enough to join us. Todd, we're in a room full of TVs. There's a droning noise. There's lots of cords everywhere. Can you give us an idea as to what room we are in here and what role it plays on the racecourse and on race days?
Sure, Richard. We're in it's called the MCR, our main control room. So this room controls our massive big screen, which you can see infield. It's the largest screen in the Southern Hemisphere, which is 11 by 40 metres. So it's all controlled and produced from this room here. The humming noise in the background is all our servers. All our servers are connecting all the networks right across the course. So it's not just these screens. We've also have our IT system that's running through this room here. And we also have 690 television on course that are all centrally controlled by an ATCtv system.
Because you walk in here and it's all brand new. I can only imagine it's the state-of-the-art, latest equipment to bring the racing to on-course patrons and everything else that goes with it.
Yeah, what we wanted to do was create that unique experience for the on-course patrons. We just didn't want to give them what they could get when they're sitting in their lounge rooms at home. So with our system here, we've got the ability to be able to manipulate all the content, produce our own show, and then bring it together with all the racing information that's coming through the OB van, which TVN send out to the viewers, and we develop an experience that's unique for people on course.
The pride and joy is the big screen out the front. It's magnificent, it's huge, and it seems incredible that from a mouse in here virtually, you can control what happens on that monster screen for the on-course patrons.
Yeah, it's probably a bit more than just a mouse controlling the entire screen. It's we've got a number of key staff here in the background. You might be able to see Chris, he's our producer. So he's working throughout the week with all our departments, understanding exactly what we're going to put onto that big screen. Then we have a director who's calling the shots on the day, who's also speaking to the director in the OB van. So we're making sure that we're mixing live vision together with all the content, the videos, our sponsored television commercials and our partner commercials that you see on the big screen. And the third person is our show controller who switches between the different screen layouts. From the big screen to the smaller screens, again you say 690 different TVs around the race course for patrons and everyone that's here. And you can keep a track of all of those screens and control them the way you want to. That's correct. Every single screen, we know where it is. It's got a unique number allocated to it, and we're able to program that screen so we can display whatever message or whatever channel we wish to that particular television.
Well, another facet of the racetrack is the news, the racing news that has to get out to not just Australia but all around the world. Larissa O'Connor is the Media and Public Relations Manager here at the Turf Club, and here we are in the media room, the press room, which is a very busy place come race day.
Yeah, it's super busy. Obviously nothing like it is today, but as you've seen before when you've been down here, Richard, there's, you know, up to 50, 60 people all working here, all working and meeting, trying to meet the same deadline. So it's really crazy.
From a racing media point of view, in the olden days, it might have been just the newspapers, but now there's TV, there's online, there are so many different mediums where the news goes out. Therefore, you have lots of people in here working during race day.
That's right, they're all different backgrounds. Like you said, photography, the area that we're in now is where the photographers sit, so that's very busy. They're clamouring all the time to try and get the same shot or try and compete with each other to have different angles, and even competing in amongst photographers from the same publication. But like you said, online's a big one now. We have a lot of people visiting at the moment interstate, sending out images, sending out updates and whatnot that are just instantaneous. So it's really important now, and I think the pressure's on more than it's ever been because we have got so many different mediums. It's all about speed. It's obviously about the quality, but it's about getting that stuff out there really quickly.
On a big day, on a big carnival Group 1 day, how many media and photographers, and put them in the same bracket, would you expect to have maybe in this room or on course?
On course is a lot broader because the people in this room are the people that are under pressure to file their stories and their images straight away. But if you take, for example, David Jones Australian Derby Day, which was on recently, we had up to 200 media on course, photographers and journalists coming from, like you said, interstate, locally and also internationally. On top of that, we have a lot of broadcast media. So we had 3 different radio stations broadcasting various parts of the day from here. Have obviously yourselves, TVN, that are doing all the live pictures and broadcasts, as well as Channel 7, who are our commercial partner. And then on top of that again, we have news crews. So the news crews are a big one as well, because they come in, film bits and pieces of the race day, the colour, the fashion, the social, bits of the racing, package it up together, have to run back, literally not run, but send back their footage to the various networks, and then it's out on the 6 o'clock news. So when you have a Black Caviar race at 5:10, the pressure's on for them to get those pictures back in time to air and everyone can see it in their lounge rooms.
So there you have it. It's not just the racehorses that are the stars of the show. Plenty of work goes in there behind the scenes to make your race day experience a memorable one. We'd like to thank everyone at the Australian Tour Club also for giving up their time in what is certainly a very busy period. Connections at TVN is the place to go. Connections at tvn.com.au, and we'd love to hear any feedback from you regarding that story or anything else you see here on Connections. We'll see you next time.